This is mostly for the Burlington Northern modelers and Burlington Northern fans out there. There are some websites that I use when I'm modeling certain locomotives that I go to research pictures on specific locomotives, and I just thought I'd show you guys the ones that I go to and the ones that I use. Now, if you're a serious Burlington Northern modeler, you probably already know what they are, but I thought I'd take you on a little quick tour anyways. Okay, this one here is the Burlington Northern Photo Archives. This is, in my opinion, the best one. This one has the most locomotive pictures that I could find, and they got quite a collection. You can go through all the different locomotives, whatever you want to do. SD40-2s, geez, I wonder why I picked that one. And I can scan down, and there are highlighted numbers, which means there are pictures of that locomotive. I was trying to find a picture or a locomotive that had more than one picture. So you got this one, and then you can see down here it says I also have another shot of this locomotive. So you click on that picture and you might get a different angle, which we do. And there you go. And it also gives you a lot of information, like the build date, the date of the picture, just any kind of good information that you might want if you're modeling this particular locomotive. So if I can't find a picture of a particular locomotive number that I'm looking for, then my next choice is this website here, which is called Railroad Picture Archives. Now, I have this set up on the Burlington Northern page because obviously that's the one I would want the most, and I can scan through all the numbers here, and if they're listed, there's pictures. If there's skips in between on the numbers, then they don't have it. But this one is also good because this is just not Burlington Northern only. This one you can pick by railroad in a lot of different categories, but I happen to use the railroad ones. Then I can go through major carriers, regional, short lines, leasing companies, terminals, industrials, blah blah blah, and basically get any railroad that I wanted to model. And there should be pictures here too. Then, okay, if on those two websites I still can't find pictures of specific locomotive numbers that I'm looking for, then my third choice, I go to this one called Fallen Flags and Other Railroad Photos. And once again, there's a lot of different railroads on here. I think pretty much just about all of them. And you can go through alphabetical and pick, in my case, Burlington Northern, and there I go, and I can scan through, and hopefully between the three websites I can find pictures of the locomotives that I want. And those are the ones I use primarily for modeling referencing. Okay, I've also got set up ones for Southern Pacific. There's some good Southern Pacific modelers, websites dealing specifically with tunnel motors, so I've used those. I've got some for the EJ&E, Indiana Harbor Belt, and then there's one I wanted to mention called Tales from the Krug. It's by a guy named Al Krug, who's actually an engineer. It was an engineer for the Burlington Northern Railroad for 30-something years, and then became an engineer with BNSF after the merger. I believe he's still an engineer, and he fills this website with a lot of really cool information. What it is set up to come to right here is his photo essays, which is what I like the most. But there's also pages on just all kinds of railroad information. Looks like there's railroad facts and figures here, railroad forces calculator, a really lot of interesting stuff. I've spent hours reading through his information on here, and I find it fascinating. But the best part is the railroad photo essays, which are these. And if you click on a specific date. He has pictures that he took while engineering, and he tells little stories about what's going on. They are fascinating, absolutely fascinating. I just love going through these. I've already gone through them. Unfortunately, he hasn't put anything on here since July 29, 2005, and I'm not exactly sure why. But if you're a Burlington Northern fan, you really need to check this out because there's some really interesting stuff here. This is the particular website where I happen to find that Burlington Northern actually had two SD40-2s with roof-mounted air conditioners. I found it by accident by going to, let me see if I can find it here. It's something about lots of cab shop meets, okay. Where he's sitting either on a siding waiting for another train, or he happens to be the train that passes one on a siding. And I found on page 3 that there was actually a locomotive with a rooftop air conditioner, which I didn't know Burlington Northern had. And there's a picture of it right there. It's in pusher service. This is 7209, which I modeled. And it was because of this particular website and these pictures, that one right there, that I found out that this locomotive even existed. So then I went back to the Burlington Northern photo archives, looked up 7209, and actually found some pictures of it with the air conditioner painted black. So it does exist, or did exist. I'm sure it still does. But this is the website that I found that on. So I really think if you're a Burlington Northern fan, you really need to check this out because it's pretty damn cool. So there's a little tour of the websites that I use to research the locomotives that I model. And between the 3 or 4 of them that I use, hopefully I get them right.